What is going on, YouTube? Y'all squad, this is your boy Yarkatees. This is your review for Real Housewives of Miami season 6, episode 1. Two things. First off, yeah, this review was actually late. If you didn't watch my Beverly Hills recap, like I said, Doggy was going through some things this week, and I was waking up from sleeping, and coming home to some very messy situations dealing with her. I almost thought that it was going to be, life threatening, but she's on the mend, doing much better. Because if the worst was to happen, y'all just wasn't gonna see me for like a whole good 2 weeks. I'm just gonna let you know. But everything is good with the doggy, so that's part of the reason why this review is late. And second, yeah. Well, no, that's really it. Because with all that going on, I just wasn't in the headspace to do it. I'm going to try to get y'all these reviews. Actually, this comes out on Peacock, so I should be able to do it the day of. I should. Beverly Hills is different because it's on a Wednesday, and the cable has been acting real crazy over here. I got Peacock, so I can still give it to y'all, just not as timely as I would like to. But nevertheless, here we are. And I'm going to try to be consistent with this season. I'm going to try. We gonna see. Because between Alexia and Larsa, they be wearing me out, y'all. But anyway, we start off with Alexia saying that she didn't like what she said during the reunion, aka social media and the reviewers ragtagged her for that reunion. So yeah, you had a moment to process it, and you need to come back a little bit different. And I don't know when Ultimate Girls Trips happened in the taping, but I'm pretty sure that probably played a role in it too. Alexia wants to bring the girls together because only she can with a New Horizons party. I'm okay. But again, she has this whole her being Queen Bee, so that's why she feels that way. So 1 week earlier, we get Alexia and Ty. Alexia has been doing some reflecting and mentioned, Ty did an apology video apologizing to Anthony, and she didn't like it only because she did not tell him about it, and probably would have suggested a different way of apologizing, like not doing it publicly for like 9 minutes, which is understandable. But I'm guessing Ty probably had the whole thing of the disrespect was done publicly, so let the apology be public. Get it, and it could have just been on camera or whatever. But again, got it, whatever. He did it. It is what it is. Cringy as hell, whatever. So we get Larsa with Marcus, Lisa with her boyfriend Jody. As soon as I saw Jody, it made me think of Jody's Got Your Girl Gone, which it's the song itself. But if y'all military, y'all know why that is. Yeah, why? And it's playing in my head, and I got just thought about it anyway. Lisa kept her ring, and Jody doesn't like, her wearing it. And it's more or less, one hand, she's still dealing with the whole Lenny thing. But most men, we tend to have this thing of possession because it's a patriarchal society and how we have been, brought up to think. So for him, her still wearing his ring means that he still has possession over her. Just throwing it out there, I could be wrong. Jody seems like a real cool guy. We'll see. And Lisa, I said that, and she still isn't divorced and is getting uglier by the day. Jody is sick of the Lenny convo, but it's being there for her, and he's sick of it because again, it's a lot, but it's happening in real time. But one thing that I want to say is, regardless, a lot of us, we have to learn how to emotionally regulate ourselves and not always look to someone close to us to always be that lightning rod for us, because it's not fair to that person to always have to be in a good headspace for you to trauma dump on just so you can feel better, because you don't know how to regulate what it is that is going on in your life. It's not fair to everyone else around you, especially if they're in a good mood and now they have to bring themselves down so you can unload, so you can attempt to have a better mood. Just throwing it out there. So we get Nicole and Anthony in a $21.5 million home, and they're staying in their vacation. I'm like, come on, money, come on. And again, I love their dynamics of we're doing what's best for us, even though they did get engaged last season. And, the engagement is not, priority right now because, again, their son is getting bigger. He needs more attention. They're both have their professions and whatnot. They're trying to, renovate this house. So, yeah, wedding isn't like the necessary thing. And I'm pretty sure that was just to appease the women to get them off her back. But, yeah, who cares when it did it? Gertie stops by. Nicole talks about, I'm sorry, Nicole talked to Larsa post New York, the reunion, and they're moving forward. Gertie is still not in a good place with Larsa since, she pretty much called her fake. So that is a whole thing. And, Larsa just wants to know. And one thing about Larsa is she is a dog with a bone. You give her a bone, she gonna go with it. And Gertie has been frazzled because her gynecologist, says that everything going on with her, is fine, but called her in for a biopsy. And obviously they won't know, or she won't know, like what is what until the results come back. So Julia and Martina, they're putting adoption on hold, but they're putting diapers on the baby goat, which is a no-go because they ain't even covered the bum. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but I like kooky Julia. I do. Martina has lost 20 pounds since, she's lost 20 pounds because she's on a diet following her double cancer diagnosis, and she has conquered both. Praise God. It's a beautiful thing. Love to hear it. Martina battles has forced Julia to just appreciate what she has as well as living in the moment. And sometimes life will humble you and bring you back where it's just like while you're putting all this stock into all these other things, like the bond and the connection that you have with people should really be paramount. And Julia wants to test the waters with Alexia because, they're supposed to be, moving on. So we get Lisa. She's getting ready for a deposition, and her lawyer says that it could take all day. And the majority of that hearing was just temporary spouse support. And her whole thing is, why not just go ahead and do right by me? Because all that's going to happen is we're going to be wasting money both ways. And Lenny is probably one of those where he just going to break you over the coals and because he can afford y'all going to and from court and wasting all this money, primarily probably to prove a point and to destroy her. But we shall surely see. I just hope that with what is happening with Lisa, that people watching the show are taking and seeing what it is and taking like the appropriate steps, whether they have a prenuptial agreement or not, making sure that they are covered. Because again, y'all keep hearing me say, marriage is nothing but a business. And that's how he's operating it as a business. And because there is a prenuptial agreement, he just wants to be honored. So, yeah. So, we get Alexia, Marisol, and Kiki. Kiki is single and, is going to, date to the fullest. And she says she's horny and has 6. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm like, 6? Again, I don't know what, but okay, whatever. Hey, do you? Alexia talks, hosting a party to bring everyone together except Adriana, and Marisol says she isn't going to be there if Adriana is going to be there. And here's what I want to say. I do understand I liking someone and not wanting to be there because I'm not even going to lie. Like I said, I have people in my life that don't always see eye to eye with. And I told y'all, what was it? So we're 2021, me and my other sibling, it almost got physical. He went for the bust a grape. I was ready to. And it got so bad that I became unglued. And the person that he's been telling everybody that I am, baby, it was on display because it's like, you want to play with me? You want to play in my face? Please give me a reason. Please do it. And it got to the point where it's just like, I had to, that's going on. And then I have my other sibling sitting here, trying to tell me that I'm wrong. Like, because he said he saw the whole situation. It's like, bro, no, you did. Because if you did see the whole situation, you would see I'm not wrong for this. And then I go outside to calm myself down. Then middle sibling comes back out and sitting here, not even trying to hear me out, but trying to get me to understand the perception and perspective and all this other stuff. And it got to the point where it's just like, okay, I'm hell bent on being misunderstood. And it's obvious that everyone's going to continue to invite both of us. And I had made it clear to my middle sibling 2022, I ain't going to no family functions. I ended up going to two. One was our uncle's 70th birthday party because that was a milestone. The other one is my mother had lost her best friend, and she was an aunt to me. I made sure I went to the funeral and the repast, and even at the repast, elder sibling trying to start some BS with me. I just let him have it because I'm already 2 for 2 and snapping off at a repast. That was going to be number 3. Saying all of that to say, rather than make people choose between he and I, because that's not fair to anyone. I just said, I'm just not going to come. So y'all don't have to make that decision. Invite him, have a fantastic time. I just won't be there. So I get it. I'm just not a fan of giving people ultimatums. Whereas, well, if I'm going to be there, like, I don't like that. I really don't, because it seems like you're trying to pull a power move. I don't like that. So Julia and Alexia, they sit down. Julia brings up a little bit of gossip of Cardi B talking about Larsa saying how, she has relations 4 times a night and and all of that, because we all was just like, seriously, okay, all right. Julia is at a place where she just wants to be happy and nod. Okay. And Alexia brings up the party and not invite Adriana, and Julia says she respects it, her decision, but lets her know what here's that word again, perception will be, given the fact that this is titled, like what the title of the party is. And her saying Marisol is the reason, because since Marisol is going to be there, she won't be there if Adriana is invited, which again, I don't like that Alexis does, is where rather than just be like, I don't want her there because of this, is, oh, well, because of this person, she's not coming. I don't really like that, but again, y'all know I don't care for Alexia, so whatever. So Alexia says that, she will have a one-on-one with Adriana. 24 hours later, she does. Adriana comes in literally waving a white flag, and I was kind of with Alexis, like, so we're coming with the props. Like, for real, this is what we're okay, because that right there would just put me in the headspace of, okay, so you playing. Alexia says they were supposed to patch things up, but Adriana went on a press tour. Adriana says pretty much looked like, but in essence, before then, you took to social media and tried me first, so turnabout is fair play. Understandable on Adriana's side with that. Alexia and Alexia and Adriana talk about, Adriana's boo and all of what was said, the manner in which he spoke to Alexia. Adriana said she didn't like it and said something. I guess that was enough for Alexia to feel like, okay, well, there's some growth there. They apologize, hold hands. Alexia invites her to the party. Adriana even asked her, so what about Marisol? And she said she was going to get around to letting Marisol know, and then lets Marisol know the day of, as they're both getting ready, which that's your best friend. You couldn't text her. You didn't even have to call her. You couldn't even text her. No, you strategically waited until right then, while there's a camera crew with you, and come on now. Again, Alexia, do better. Like at least if you're gonna try to hide your hand, do a better job at it, because you're horrible at it. And she tells Marisol, and Marisol is like, I don't know about that. And then if we get hit with I need you there because Todd isn't going to be here, and then she starts to quote unquote cry because I wasn't believing it. I can believe that she's embarrassed that her husband didn't want to be there, but I don't believe the tears, whatever. But pretty much he said to her, these are not your friends. These are not my friends, which is that second part. But it's the first part too, because in his mind, these are your co-workers. The only friend that you truly, genuinely have is Marisol. A close second is going to be Larsa. Not even close second. A distant second would be Larsa. So these are not your friends or whatnot. Neither are they mine. And then his whole thing is he knows they're going to bring up his apology to Anthony, and he doesn't want to have to deal with that, which he could have easily just said, hey, if your friends start talking about this, shut that down. And if they don't shut it down, kick them out. But probably can't kick them out because this is a cast event and they have to be, so that's probably why he wasn't there, because, I mean, sort of kind of, but can't really. It's a whole thing with that anyway. So she does, and Gil strips her just like, well, I'm not gonna have my man there, so I mean, you have to be there. And if I'm not mistaken, Marisol's a Capricorn. This is the most Capricorn-ish that she said, well, maybe I will be there, maybe I won't, even though we knew she was gonna be there. Kiki and Adriana and Julia are en route to the party. Kiki asks Adriana about her combo with Alexia. Adriana is happy that they are able to move on. And for me, I would have stopped there. Because either A, you gave all this extra because you need to have something continue, like have something going on there so you can continue to film with these ladies, which again, and it's not really her filming. Because she can film with them and they can easily just like crop her out of all the dang on scenes and whatnot. That's easy for them to do. And if that happens, then she'll probably get paid like a per diem and whatever, but she probably won't get paid for that episode that she's in. So I get it. But she goes on to say, but feels like she judges her because she feels she's better than me. I think Alessia feels she's better than all of y'all. And why would she be without Todd? Then says Todd's material things enable her to feel she's better than some of us because she's in a higher financial situation. And then says, but he isn't that wealthy. I'm like, ooh, oh, And I'm sitting here like, well, tell it. Now, maybe this is the foreshadowing of them, Alexia and her children having to leave their house within 14 days, 15 days. Which is going to happen during the season. We just don't know why. Julia and Kiki feels a way about that comment. And even it's the whole thing of, if y'all are supposed to be trying to patch this up, even though this is how you feel, this ain't the energy we need to be having going to this woman's house. You know what I'm saying? So now it's the party. Lisa and Jody, we find out, are in Adriana's old place. I was just, and again, she kind of wants like, yeah. It would seem a little bit weird, even though, like I said, I would have just thoroughly cleaned the house, would have went through with my prayer oil or whatnot, would have prayed, cast out all them demons and whatnot, would have came in, with some sage and all the other stuff. I'm just saying, but whatever. Gertie is pretty much cordial, pleasant with Lisa, walks up to the, and Larsa feels away because, like, if I'm fake, why are you doing this? But Larsa, if that's the case, you are fake. Because that, again, going back to, wait, did I say it in this review? Did I? I'm trying to, because again, my reviews be blending. Yeah, it was with this one, with me and my elder sibling. One party, this was in 2021 before, the big fall. Now, I'm sitting down, and he walks up to me, because again, my elder sibling does not do shit without... I curse. Well, it's what, I'm 18 minutes in. I think I'll be okay if I curse again. But like, walks up to me. He doesn't do anything without an audience. As I'm sitting amongst the men, walks up to me and wants to sit here and try to dab me when we don't embrace each other like that. I don't mess with you like that. You know this. We don't talk. You didn't see me already before. Didn't say nothing to me, but now you want to speak to me in front of everybody, and you want to do a physical gesture. And I just looked at him and I said, in a very aggressive tone, if you don't get the up out of my face, stop playing with me. And then you'll say something, oh, we on that ish now. And I'm like, keep on playing with me, and it's gonna be a whole situation. And then it ended after that, but I was still on. But that's one of those which is like, if I don't mess with you, I don't care who you are. I'm not doing the pleasantries unless we've called a truce, and I'm trying for the sake of trying. We have a truce now, but back then it wasn't no truce. And it's like, why you in my face? Why you in my personal space? Yeah, you look real stupid, right? You look so dumb right now. Shout out to Rihanna. So yeah, Larsa, you was being, fake, but also Gertie was too. But again, it's a new horizon. She's just trying to, let it be what it is. And then Larsa waits until Gertie's having a full-blown conversation with Alessia to bring up the fake comment. Now, Gertie felt that she was being fake with how she dealt with her, how dismissive she was, and doesn't like the way, that she was treating her. Now, some of what she was mentioning is like, but here's the thing. I'm not going to diminish anybody's feelings. So if that's truly how she feel, cool. But let's keep it a buck. Is Larsa fake? Yeah, she is. Literally, and, well, literally. But yeah, fake. But whatever. Larsa gets loud, and saying, she's matching Gertie's energy, which Gertie, honestly, I don't feel like Gertie was really going there. One thing about Larsa is Larsa's whole thing is, let me get loud and let me go low. And the reality is, just because you're the loudest person in the room doesn't make you right. And when you argue with a clown, then you become part of the circus, and it's hard for people to differentiate who the clown is. So Gertie just decides, you know what, I'm disengaging, pulls a Meredith Marks, gets up and leaves. And a few of them, like this, I believe at least one, yeah, a couple of men kind of joined because they were just like, we don't know what the hell is going on here, all this yelling and whatnot. Marisol, shows up despite saying that she didn't want to be there. If Adriana was going to be there, she doesn't want to be in the same room as her. Nicole, Dior bag gets burned. They show the price and everything. And it is what it is. I mean, I was kind of expecting her to just be like, whatever. Anybody want this bag? I'm going to donate. I was kind of expecting that energy, but, it is what it is. Alexia then reads a speech that, she had on her phone to the crowd, and then says, everyone is wondering where Todd is, so am I. Now, that right there, I was just like, Because it's like, you want to have this moment, but it's just like, I got it. Your husband just did you dirty by saying he didn't want to be there. And it probably was last minute, and I get it. But it's like, you can't even present a united front. Like, and it's one of those, like, I get it. Because I would have just said, yeah, he's not here right now. Something last minute just came up, but, he's da-da-da-da. And for the men, he has cigars. And then, like, it would have been one of those where it's not even really saying face, just last minute he had something come up. Was that last minute thing come up? I just don't want to be around y'all. So, like, you're technically not lying. You're just not being fully honest. But says that, and, say, don't worry, we're not getting divorced. He's just, kind of feeling away right now. And it's like, you're giving too much. Because now you literally, and that's my thing. Don't give, and again, they always say, don't let nobody spray you with your own tea. Got it. But you also don't give anybody any ammunition to use against you when we know Alexia gets very defensive and emotional about the littlest thing. And she'll pull a Larsa too, where she just gets loud, ignorant, and indignant. So Alexia thanks Marisol for being there. And now here's the thing, Julia was on one. I'm like, oh, Julia didn't clock in this early. All right, come on. And Julia is shocked that Marisol is there because she didn't want to be there. Marisol says she was there for her friend, which she's being there for her friend. And Julia says she is there. So Julia saying, I'm here to heal my friend. You're here to harm your friend. Marisol is pretty much gesturing to Alexia. I'm here because of you. You hear what she's saying. I need for you to step in and say something. Now, this is one of those where I get it. Because me, I can handle my own. But if I'm here, because all you got to say is no, yeah, y'all's here because I asked y'all to be here. But Alexia said in her confessional, well, you just got to fight your own battles. See, that's where that friendship, I will be done. Where it's like, but again, Alexia has always been this way towards Marisol. Marisol just allows it. I would have been like, oh, I know you lie. But anyway, so then you have Julia saying you have a selfish attitude to put your best friend in an impossible situation, saying that you would not be here if Adriana is here, which goes back to what I was saying. But again, me being me, I'm just going to remove myself completely so you don't have to make an impossible decision. And I don't want you to feel as if I'm putting you in. That's just me. I'm just that type of dude. And then says, but here you are, because you're here now after, all like knowing, pretty much knowing that we're all going to be here, knowing that we're all healing and knowing that we're all trying to move on. And Anthony and Marcus excused themselves, like, I ain't got it to do. And surely thereafter, the remaining men remove themselves. And it's funny, Russell ain't never go over. Russell just like, I'm gonna stand over here because I see the forest for the trees. I ain't got it to do. And there's another reason for it. We'll get to that at the very end. Julia says Marisol is the problem in this group. The remaining men slowly remove themselves. Gertie gets upset, if and asking him, like, do y'all thrive in this type of environment? And she's very emotional. And Adriana, Kiki, Julia, and Gertie all excuse themselves. Gertie happens to be outside with the men, just not sitting with the men. Russell, sees like, okay, yeah, my wife is distant. And he goes over there and like, what, like pretty much what to do, what's popping. I mean, if you want to go, we can go. And again, shout out to Russell. I F's with Russell. I know we should just be saying this, but he invited to the damn cookout. Go ahead. And then Larsa clearly sees that Gertie is emotional and she's fragile and goes back in to try to have this argument. Which again is just like, you don't have nothing going on. Like, let your storyline with Mr. Jordan over there uh be your storyline. Like, okay, I got it. She said this, and it's one of those where you could table it. And I'm not gonna lie, I am one of those where it's just like, you know what? Like, if I'm already on BS, I'm on BS. So I get it, but it's clear it's all for TV. It's all for a moment. And um Gertie pretty much pulls her to the side and just says, I'm going to need you. When I call you, I need for you to come for me. And that's just like, what F what's going on? I just need you to be there. And everybody else is kind of looking like, so that was a real quick change and very emotional. What the hell is going on? And that took the sale, like that. I'm sorry, that took the wind out of Lars's sail, because it's like, wait, what? Like literally, like stunted her. And then and because again, the ladies noticed the energy, and then we find out a day before the party, and because I thought that she was going to say something right then. And again, when I hear stuff like this does make me emotional, because like I said, I do have two family members that have passed away from, let me phrase that, I had one who passed away from uh breast cancer, because like I said, she had her breast removed because she wanted to be here for her boys, and then it came back more aggressively, hit her spine and liver, and that eventually took her out, my cousin. And weirdly enough, she ended up living it. But my mom had her come back, little stuff, like a little piece of my life, had her move in up here, because the second floor, like I said, this my apartment now, but this is where my mom and I were for the first 10 years of my life. Then my mother's parents passed, and we moved downstairs because her parents lived on the first floor and had the basement. It was a duplex situation, and pretty much up here was vacant. So then my mom had my cousin move in, like, because that's the door that she always wanted, just never had, and wanted her to be close to family. And we kind of had to watch that, like watch her slowly you know yeah. So, not going to finish the statement. And weirdly enough, the room that my mother had up here when I was growing up is the same room that my cousin who had the cancer stayed in, and that's actually my actual bedroom. So, and that's actually where I'm shooting this review from. So let me hurry up and get off of this before. Yeah. Anyway, so that's one, and then I had an aunt that had it, and she was just in immense pain, and in sound mind, pretty much just told the doctors, just go ahead and take me out, because she couldn't deal with the pain and would rather her make that decision than to burden her children with making that decision. So, and in knowing, and again, we found out before the season hit that she was diagnosed with cancer. Then we saw the initial trailer, and then now we're seeing her actually find out, and she just doesn't want to say the word cancer because like it's not definitive, but all roads are leading to that. She's like having a little picnic situation with her husband and children. They're playing cornhole, the boys, and she's just trying not to like really go down that rabbit hole and just trying to remain optimistic. But we know what we know. So yeah, that leads to why she Gertie was as frazzled as she was. And it's understandable. And though I thought she would tell them then, I'm glad she didn't, because it's like, let me not steal this moment away from Alexia. So That's it. And let me get the hell up off of here because this is too much. So look, that's all I got. I didn't give y'all way too much of my business on this review. So yeah, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. I will see you all next week for this again. Don't forget the Whether You Like It or Not panel, Potomac edition. We come back tomorrow. We'll be on Scotty by Nature TV's channel. I will, if the cable is acting right tonight, y'all will have a review tonight. If not, um, I'm more than likely going to watch it early tomorrow morning. I have to get up early tomorrow because I go to the gym Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays before I go to work. So I'll have time to watch it. And more than likely, just hurry up and do a quick recording like this, throw it up, and then go and work out and whatnot. If you don't get it before I go into the gym, you'll definitely get it right before the panel. So, yeah, I will see you all then. Peace out.